Practical skills for every modern homestead. Essential DIY skills that help you reduce dependency on this modern system. Stop relying on the grocery store, the power grid, and delivery trucks without moving out to an off-grid cave. Tired of inflation making your weekly grocery bills run more and more expensive? What if there are 3 skills that would make you far less dependent? 3. Welcome to Goose Pond Hideout with Rob. How do you stop relying on the grocery store, the power grid, and delivery trucks? Hey, so you want to stop relying on grocery stores, the power grid, and delivery trucks, but you don't want to move to a cave, right? So, I'm Rob, and of course we're here at Goose Pond Hideout, like we said there a second ago, and I wrote down a few bullet points here, which I've never done before, but I wanted to really make sure that I emphasize the important points for you to focus on so that you can be more independent in this crazy world that we live in. I just cut this great big tree down this morning with my electric chainsaw that I purchased, and you can see it's a big tree, so that I can be a little bit more independent. And I can charge this with our solar power, with our battery backup system and grid. So let's talk about all the things, the 3 big points here of not relying on grocery stores, the grid, and having yourself some backups, right? In the next few minutes, you'll get practical skills you can start using this week. So let's talk about some practical skills that you can start right away. Like technically this week if you wanted to. And the thing that you want to focus is pick one thing to start with, because you start thinking it's overwhelming if you look at the big picture. So focus on one thing. And a quick example, it's not really what we're talking about today, but it's an example that you've probably heard of many times in the past, is if you have a bunch of credit cards and you're trying to get them paid off, pick one credit card, typically the one with the highest interest or the least favorable terms, and you focus on getting that one paid off. And then once that one's paid off, you go to the next one and get it paid off. And that's the point that I want you to focus on with these skills is, pick one thing that you're going to work on getting good at. And, grocery stores. What's going to happen if, today if you went to go grocery shopping and the shelves were empty, what are you going to do? Can you provide your own food? Do you have a backup system to provide your own food that you could eat? And that's the kind of thing that you want to think of. What are you going to do in your situation so that you can have food? Energy, electricity, if you have natural gas heat or propane or whatever, if those systems fail for some reason, do you have a backup? What are you going to do? That's the kind of thing that you want to be focusing on. All right, let me check my notes here. It stinks to get old. So the point that I want to make is pick the thing that is going to hurt the most for you if it quits working. And it's going to be different what is important to me is going to be different that's important to you. If you live in Florida, you're going to have an important issue. If you live in Montana, if you're over in Australia, I have a lot of people watch my videos from Australia, India, you know, whatever you live, pick the thing that would hurt the most if it failed, and then focus on creating your backup system for that. And you know, airplanes have multiple systems for things, and typically they work with different functionalities. You know, you may have electric landing gear in your airplane, and you know, you just push a button and the little doors open up and your gear drops down. But if the electrical gear fails, you typically have a manual crank system. You reach down under your seat or on this, you know, the somewhere, and you've actually got a lever that you crank and you can manually lower the gear. So think about those things in your life. How can you know, low tech systems that you can use? And again, you know, I don't have to get gasoline to charge. I can charge this up myself with my EcoFlow battery backup system and our solar panels. So I'm totally self-sufficient with cutting wood and getting it stacked and ready to go. With our wood stove, we heat our house, so we're not reliant on electricity or, you know, propane or natural gas. Fuel oil in New England, fuel oil is real popular, you know, like kerosene type things, and you know, to run your heaters. What happens if that's not available? We heat with wood heat. We can cook on our wood stove. You know, we could cook on a fire outside if we really had to. In the summertime, you don't necessarily want to run the wood stove in the house. So we have a Cuisinart hot plate that we run off the batteries. So when I make breakfast in the morning, I'm using the battery backup system. I'm not even using the traditional electricity to cook our food and cook breakfast, bacon, eggs, some sausage, whatever, potatoes, make some hash browns or something, a little scrambled egg, a little omelet with some cheese on it. And I do all that with using the battery backup. I don't have to use regular electricity. That's the kind of things that, you know, pick the system that hurts the most. What are you going to do if it fails? What's your low-tech backup system for that? Maybe it's going to be firewood so you can cook and heat. Pick one system to work on, like food or water or energy or tools. Another thing that you want to focus on is things like tools. You know, this is obviously a tool, right? Some people may say, Rob, you're a tool too. But, you know, basic tools, a good saw, a good hammer, you know, whatever you may need to be able to do repairs and things, and then learn the skills. You know, can you repair a small engine? If the engine goes out on your log splitter, can you repair that engine so that your log splitter will work? You know, that type of thing. Can you, if your sink starts leaking in your kitchen, can you repair the plumbing? Do you have the tools and the skill level, the knowledge to repair things? That's really going to be important, because you're not going to be able to just pick up the phone and call a plumber or an electrician or take your engine into a shop necessarily, and those things all cost money too. And then you have the downtime that it takes for them to schedule the repairs. You know, they're not just going to run right over to the house and fix things for you. So if you can fix those things yourself. When I was a kid at my grandpa's, the business there is, in the wintertime, we were up north where, you know, winters are pretty harsh, and the business was technically closed from about Thanksgiving time till, late February, early March or so. And we would repair the engines on all the mowers and the tractors and replace brakes on trucks, and we did all that in the winter time in the shop when we weren't out working. So we'd be ready to go when spring rolled around and you're getting ready to start working outdoors in the fields and things. Your equipment would be all ready to go. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and this is really important too, is first aid. And by first aid, I mean, basic first aid. You watch these prepper videos and they talk about treating gunshot wounds and broken bones and doing appendectomy surgeries and stuff like that. Sure, that stuff may pop up, but more than likely you're going to have more minor injuries. I cut myself all the time. I wear gloves, and then one day I'll forget to wear my gloves and I'll get a big old cut on my finger and I got to put a Band-Aid on it. You've probably seen me in old videos when I'm waving at you and I got a Band-Aid around a finger. And cuts and bumps and bruises, injuries, a twist in an ankle as I'm walking all around here in the woods with the trees and things. I step on a root funny, and I wear boots, but you still are going to twist an ankle. So you need to have a first aid kit and some training and knowledge in basic care. It's nice to know how to do sutures, and I've done hundreds and hundreds of sutures in my lifetime with my past training and when I lived in the real world. But I have not sutured myself we moved on the sailboat in 2005, so that's well over 20 years ago now, and I've never done sutures in the past 20 years. Even though I have that skill and that knowledge, and I've never ever needed to do sutures on myself or anyone else. So, learning those skills is kind of silly in my opinion, and learning how to remove an appendix is kind of silly. Treating a wound like a gunshot wound, maybe, but again, I've never seen anybody, myself, shot or anything like that, so the odds of that needing to be done are unlikely. And let me check my bullet points here. So I guess the last point that I want to make here is confidence in your abilities to deal with the unexpected day-to-day situations beats anxiety and stress every day. So again, if you go to the grocery store and the shelves are empty, what are you going to do? If you get up in the morning and go to make your pot of coffee and the electricity's not working, what are you going to do? If the sink is leaking, the water's dripping underneath, what are you going to do? And I want you to, if you cut yourself, you're peeling some potatoes and you take the skin off your finger. Been there, done that, right? What are you going to do? And I want you to have the confidence that you can treat day-to-day things and you can take care of yourself. And the most important thing, what I said very early on when we started talking, is pick one thing, whether, whatever that's going to be, like the credit card and paying it off. Pick one thing and focus on that. And you want to learn how to do it. You want to develop a system and a backup system. You want it to be low tech. One of my favorite sayings from my childhood days with my family is, if you don't have it, you can't broke it. And my grandpa was dead set against electric windows in cars. I don't think you can even find a car now with crank windows, because he was like, if they break, what are you going to do? If you've got a mechanical hand crank window, you can fix that. So, you want to have low-tech systems that you can use and that you can fix yourself. So think about you know, how you're going to heat your house, how you're going to cook your food, how you're going to have food to cook, and how you're going to fix things and all of that. Because again, let me drop my notes here. It's all about your freedom, right? Freedom! Simple life, low tech,